Om Shanti. My greetings of peace to one and all. To relate 50 years services in a nutshell is quite difficult. So I propose to give you a personalized vision or version of my own inner journey, especially to relate the relevancy of the spirit of the organization. Especially in these current times, turbulent, troubled, hectic times we are going through, which is touching every level of our life. My first touch with the Brahma Kumaris was on 11th May 1975. I happened to visit one of my relatives who was living in a house in Saint-Jean Road, Quatre-Bornes, on the top floor of a building. When I was about to take the flight of stairs leading upstairs, I suddenly came face to face with a beautiful angelic sister who beamed out such a wonderful smile that touched my heart and caught me. In spite of that, I was really struck. My cousin brother urged me to go and meet the sisters because he knew of my interest in spirituality. So I went downstairs. As I entered inside, the sisters had just came to India. So the building was not really full of furniture. So they gave me a seat on a mat on the floor. And one of the sisters sat opposite to me and gave me a brief introduction of Raj Yoga meditation. But what was still roaming around inside my heart and spirit was that beautiful smile. It had an enchanting edge to it. So it was only after a few months that I gathered the courage to go and take the 7 days foundation course in meditation. And since then, I'm here in the organization. So I witnessed my growth and also the growth of the organization on a simultaneous level. At an individual level, through some ups and downs, I'm steadily growing towards a more deep spiritual stability and maturity. At an organizational level, I participated in the evolvement of services along with all the Brahma Kumaris sisters and brothers in Mauritius. We started in a rented house in Louis-Nélan Lane, Quatre-Bornes, and later we moved on to our own building, which is now found on the main road at Candos, Quatre-Bornes. Over time, some main centers cropped up across the island, namely at Cupip, Flac. We already had one in Quatre-Bornes, so those who came afterwards were in Flac, Cupip, Port Louis, Pamplemousses, Bamboo, and Rodrigues Island, along with a retreat center in Palma. Each center at present has opened some sub-centers, and we have also created 2 wonderful inner spaces, one in Port Louis and one in Eben. Mauritius being part of Africa, we work in close collaboration and cooperation with our regional office in Nairobi, Kenya. We are also very much in close touch with our mother organization, that is our headquarters in Mount Abu, Rajasthan, where we go to attend retreats almost once every year. We have a very strong bond with our international organization. We also have international retreat centers in different parts of the world. In India, we have it in Mount Abu and Delhi. In Russia, we have. In United States, we have Peace Village. We have in United Kingdom, the Global Retreat Center. We have in Australia, we have in Malaysia, and a few other international places where we hold events such as the Call of the Time Dialogues, Peace of Mind Retreat, Women Empowerment, and several other themes. Some of the milestones of our organization took place on specific UN days. For example, we had the famous program which spread about to around 100 countries. That was the Million Minutes of Peace Appeal, where we had requested all the citizens to stop for 1 minute. I remember that day, it was on 16th September, and that was at 10:29 a.m. Even the radio and all other social media took place, and all the social media observed. We also had JAM, which means Just a Minute program. Along with that, we had a program called Culture of Peace, followed by what we would say Global Cooperation for a Better World, which was equally a wonderful, fantastic program, where we had a bank. And that bank in which we stored elevated thoughts, the people were given a choice. Either they chose to create an elevated, positive, noble thought or thoughts, or otherwise share some written script about perhaps a poem, a song. And the second thing that we asked them, to people all over the world to contribute to this spiritual bank, was an image, an artwork, in which they had to describe 3 aspects of life. And finally, they had to also give us what voluntary action they wish to undertake in order to make the world a better place. So this was such a wonderful program that we were overwhelmed with people coming and giving their thoughts, their ideas, their artwork, and whatever they wanted to offer into this bank. One wonderful secret also in it was that, I won't say exactly a secret, but one of the conditions we gave to people was that they had to give a positive image. Positive image in the sense that when they paint the picture of a better me, better relationships, better world on the physical front, better workplace, they should never ever use any negative word. For example, they can't describe a place where there is the word, for example, no war, no prisoners, no warriors, such words. It was forbidden to use negative words. The result was extraordinary all across the world, in all the countries that took place. Then we had something on the health area that was Detox Your Heart and Soul, in which we had a program from a specialized doctor, Dr. Satish Gupta from Mount Abu, who had a recipe, who had a special treatment, was giving to people without undergoing surgery, and that was to regress the coronary artery disease regression program, it was finally called. Then we had on the educational field, living values in education today. In this way, we had few subjects we took up from SDG, like environmental protection, women empowerment, youth development, etc. Yet at the core of all those activities, we still retain our main subject, which is Raja Yoga meditation. The word meditation springs from the Latin word medere, which means to heal the inner self, to return to our original, eternal, innate, ideal state, our authentic state of being. That's where the word meditation comes in. But meditation also, in simple literal terms, means focusing on positive thoughts in any field that we are interested in, or dwelling for some time, contemplating, reflecting on a subject matter. And everybody meditates. Sometimes we meditate on negative things, but meditation proper means to relate only to pure subjects. So now there are 2 other words. We said Raja Yoga meditation. Yoga, I remember in the preamble, in the declaration made at the United Nations to declare 21st June as International Yoga Day. The preamble to this proposal contained the following words regarding the definition of yoga, which was a quotation from Bhagavad Gita. Yoga is a journey personal journey of the self, to the self, through the self. So here yoga means linking to that original eternal self, positive pure self, and from there on it's to connect, to unite, to relate in a functional, practical and living relationship with none other than the Supreme Being, God, the Supreme Light. So having connected to God, the Supreme Light, through the wire of our positive, powerful thoughts, we feel an energy, a divine energy flowing into our inner being, which enables us to have absolute control and rulership over our mind, our thoughts, our feelings and emotions. And then on the second level is to have control and rulership over all our activities. So Raj Yoga meditation is the royal path to self-sovereignty, a state of mind where we rule and where we control and rule over ourselves, completely masters of the self. To this end, I wanted to add something really very memorable. That's an event in the Mahabharata where Arjuna and Krishna were having a conversation where Sri Krishna was giving Arjuna directives, and those directives was to guide his 5 sense organs on the battle of life. So when we are having control of our 5 senses, it means we have absolute control over the 5 senses, so as we are able to catch our direction from none other than God the Supreme, who is not only God the Supreme for us, He is everything and everyone to us. Mother, father, teacher, friend, savior, spiritual surgeon, remover of sorrow, bestower of happiness, and many, many other epithets. Om Shanti. Thank you for your attention.